The Galactic Council chamber was silent. The stars floated outside the great crystal windows. Dozens of alien races sat in a wide circle. Each one believed they ruled the galaxy. The meeting was routine. Trade routes, border talks, small wars. Then, the topic of humans appeared on the central screen. Humans were new, young, divided, loud. The council saw them as weak, just another small species learning space travel. One council member laughed softly. They fight each other more than anyone else. Another added, they will not last long out here. Then something changed. A low warning sound echoed through the chamber. Lights dimmed, sensors activated. On every wall, an aide rushed forward in panic. Unknown object detected. Origin unknown. Size impossible. The council turned silent again. The central screen shifted, showing deep space near the outer edge of known territory. At first, there was nothing, just darkness and stars. Then the stars began to move. A shadow passed through space. Not fast, not slow, but steady, like space itself was moving aside. Gasps filled the chamber. The object grew larger on the screen. Too large, far larger than any ship on record. Sensors struggled. Data numbers flickered and vanished. Scanning systems failed one by one. This must be an error, an alien scientist said. No ship can be that size. But the shadow kept growing. A massive shape formed. Hard edges, layered armor. A shape built for war. The council felt something unfamiliar. Fear. The object finally came into full view. A single ship, longer than cities, wider than space stations, covered in dark metal that absorbed light. Energy readings spiked across the chamber. Not weapon fire, not engines, something deeper, something controlled. A military commander stood, voice shaking. This ship is not attacking. It is not hiding. It is letting us see it. That made it worse. The ship moved closer, crossing restricted space without resistance. No shields raised, no weapons aimed. Just calm movement. Identify origin, the council ordered. The answer appeared slowly on the screen, translated across hundreds of languages. Origin, human. Territory. The chamber exploded in noise, shouts, disbelief, anger, laughter. Then silence again. Humans cannot build this, one elder said. They barely control their own planets. Another voice responded. Then who built it? The ship stopped moving. Right at the edge of the council's space, as if waiting, new data arrived. The name of the vessel appeared. Titan class designation active. The word Titan spread fear through the room. In many cultures, Titans were gods, destroyers, guardians. A quiet voice spoke from the back. If this is Titan class, what comes before it? No one answered. Moments later, a final report arrived. Short, clear, terrifying. This is not a fleet. His sensor officer said, this is a single ship. The council realized the truth. Too late. Humans had not come with an army. They had come with a message, and whatever that message was, the galaxy was about to listen. The ship that should not exist, the Titan-class battleship, hung in the void, silent and enormous. Its dark hull seemed to swallow the stars around it. The council's scanners worked harder than ever, but no matter what they tried, the ship refused to reveal its secrets. Every probe they sent bounced back, broken or missing. Energy readings spiked and vanished. Weapons systems tried to detect it, but the sensors found nothing. Alien generals whispered among themselves. How can one ship hold so much power? This is impossible, one said, shaking. Yet the ship did not move aggressively. It did not fire. It did not attack. Instead, it hovered near their border, a silent giant waiting, almost daring them to act. Council members argued. Some wanted to attack. Others begged for caution. No weapons, one elder said. Not yet. We do not know what we face. Inside the ship, humans were calm. In the bridge, officers moved quietly. They watched alien fleets and signals. No one panicked. No one shouted. Everything was controlled, precise, and calculated. The aliens tried again to communicate, sending messages in dozens of languages, demanding explanations, threatening war. Still, the humans did not respond, not with anger, not with fear, just silence. The council began to understand something terrifying. This ship was not just a weapon, it was a statement. A single human vessel could challenge entire fleets, and the galaxy had never seen a ship like this before. Suddenly, a human message appeared on the council's screens. Simple, Clear, direct, we come to talk. A ripple of panic ran through the chamber. Aliens stared at each other in disbelief. Talk? After seeing this power, what kind of species could send a Titan-class battleship and then talk? One young council member spoke quietly. They could destroy us all in minutes. But another cut him off. They chose not to. They chose to communicate. The battleship remained at the edge of their space, its massive presence impossible to ignore, and slowly, the council realized the truth. These humans were not reckless, they were confident, and they were not to be underestimated. The room was silent again. Tension hung like a storm cloud. For the first time, the aliens felt fear, not just fear of the ship, but fear of the humans themselves. The elder leaned forward, voice shaking. What do they want? A pause. No one knows. Another replied. But we will find out soon. And in that silence, the Titan-class battleship waited, gone, massive, unstoppable. For the first contact that would change the galaxy forever. Cliffhanger. The human message blinked again on the screen. Prepare yourselves. We are not here to fight. Yet, humans speak. Galaxy, LAST and Esther. Council chamber was tense. Every alien present leaned forward, eyes fixed on the screen. The Titan-class battleship floated silently at the edge of their space, its enormous shape blocking stars, its presence demanding attention. Then the message appeared again. Clear, calm, almost casual. We are here to speak. Murmurs ran through the council. Speak. One elder whispered. They could destroy half of us in moments. Yet they did not attack. They chose words over weapons. The council called for translators. Every language of the known galaxy flooded their screens. The humans spoke slowly, carefully. Simple words, simple ideas. But each word carried weight, authority, confidence. We are humans. The message began. We come from a young species. We have traveled far. Not to conquer, not to steal, but to offer understanding. The aliens were confused. How could a species that sent a ship this massive, this powerful, speak of understanding rather than war? Some whispered, are they mocking us? Others shook their heads. No, this is real. The humans continued. Our Titan-class battleship is only a fraction of what we can build. We do not seek conflict, but we will defend life in this galaxy. A pause. Threaten others, and you will face consequences. A ripple of unease spread across the council. They were not used to this tone. Confidence without arrogance. Power without cruelty. The council had always believed humans were weak. Now, for the first time, they realized they had been wrong. An elder asked, voice trembling, how many ships do you have like this? Silence followed. Then the human response came, calm and unhurried. This is not our largest ship. The room went silent. A single ship, massive beyond comprehension, and still not the full extent of their fleet. The council could not believe it. Every simulation they had ever run failed. Nothing could match this. The humans paused, then sent another message. Peace is our priority. But we will not hesitate to act if necessary. The aliens realized that these words were not a threat, but a warning and a promise. One young council member whispered to his neighbor, they have control, complete control, and they choose to speak. Others nodded slowly, fear and respect mixing in their eyes. Outside the chamber, alien fleets had begun to maneuver, trying to understand, trying to anticipate, but every movement was meaningless. The humans had already decided the terms, and the galaxy had no choice but to listen. The Titan-class battleship remained still, silent and massive, a reminder of the humans' presence and their unmatched capability. The council realized something terrifying. These humans were not reckless, they were deliberate, they were patient, and they were not a species to be underestimated. Finally, the elder leaned forward, voiced low, what do they want from us? The answer hung in the air, impossible to know fully. But one thing was certain, the galaxy had changed, and humans had made the first move. The terrible Ariel-Izat-Uain, the Galactic Council sat in stunned silence. The Titan-class battleship still hovered at the edge of their territory, its dark hull absorbing starlight, its presence weighing heavier than any fleet. The human messages continued, calm and deliberate, explaining their history, their past conflicts, their decisions. Aliens leaned closer, trying to process it all. Every word was carefully chosen, but the meaning was clear. Humans had fought wars, yes, but not for conquest, not for glory. They fought only when necessary, only to protect their own. and even then, they had never unleashed their full power. The Council scrambled to analyze human records, ancient signals, old transmissions, battle data. What they found shook them to the core. Every simulation they had run, every assumption they had made about humans, was wrong, completely wrong. In every galaxy they knew, species built fleets to dominate, planets to conquer, empires to rule. But humans built for survival, for defense, and every human ship, every weapon, every strategy, was designed to end conflict quickly, decisively, without wasting lives, including their own. The Elder spoke, voice trembling. They have Titan-class ships, and they have more. Yes, a scientist replied, and this ship is only a fraction of what they can create. A younger council member leaned forward, panic in his eyes. They could wipe out entire fleets without effort. They haven't, another replied, quietly. They have never needed to. The realization hit harder. These humans had chosen restraint, not because they lacked power, but because they understood it better than anyone else. They had full control over destruction, and they had never once lost it. Outside, alien fleets shuffled nervously, trying to position themselves, trying to predict human moves, but even their best tacticians were powerless. Nothing could anticipate what a species this disciplined and this strong could do. The Council began to understand the real danger, not in anger, not in attack, but in choice. Humans chose when to act, and when to wait, and when one ship could stop an entire fleet. The galaxy realized it had never truly known fear before. One elder muttered, if these humans ever fight as one, they could control entire star systems, entire regions of space. No one argued, no one laughed, only silence, heavy and uncomfortable. Meanwhile, the Titan-class battleship did not move. It remained at the border.com, its purpose unknown, its power undeniable. It was not just a ship. It was a statement, a warning, a lesson, and a promise. The Council's fear grew as they pieced it together. They had underestimated humans, they had assumed weakness, and now, they faced the truth. Humans were deliberate, disciplined, and unstoppable. If provoked, the chamber grew quieter. Each alien lost in thought, images of their own fleets, their own planets, vulnerable to a single human decision, flashed through their minds. Finally, the Elder spoke, voice low. They are not reckless, they are not cruel, but they are far stronger than we imagined. Outside, the Titan-class battleship waited, silent, massive, and patient, its sensors reaching far across the void, measuring, analyzing, learning, and the Council understood, at last. The galaxy had never faced a species like this, one that could destroy, but chose to wait, one that could rule, but chose to speak, and one that had never revealed its full power. The test, OFP-OWR, the outer rim of the Council's territory was tense. Alien fleets moved carefully, scanning every inch of space. Every commander knew the stories, every officer remembered the reports. The Titan-class battleship was still there, silent, massive, and waiting. Then a signal arrived. A faction of hostile aliens had grown impatient. They wanted to test the humans, to see if this single ship could really be as powerful as the Council feared. A small fleet of alien warships jumped into the human territory, weapons online, engines glowing. They approached with confidence, thinking themselves clever, thinking this was a simple show of force. Inside the Titan-class battleship, humans watched silently. Their sensors recorded every ship, every weapon, every formation. No alarms, no panic, just observation. Every officer on the bridge knew what to do. The alien ships fired first, lasers cutting through space, energy bolts streaking toward the massive human ship. But the Titan-class did not dodge, it did not shield, it did not return fire. Then, slowly, a hum filled space, low, steady, almost imperceptible. Energy built along the hull of the battleship, and then, in a blink, the alien fleet froze. Engines locked, weapons offline, ships spun helplessly, unable to move, systems failing one by one, as if the human ship's presence alone controlled reality. The Council watched in horror. Even their most advanced fleets had never encountered anything like this. No battle, no explosion, yet complete defeat. The humans had ended the threat without firing a single shot. The alien commander tried to speak, retreat, but his voice never reached his crew. All systems were disabled, all ships immobilized. They were trapped by a single human decision. Inside the human ship, the captain observed calmly, no emotion in his face, no celebration, only the quiet precision of a species that had mastered control. Finally, a message appeared across the galaxy's communication channels. Simple, clear, chilling. That was a warning. The Council realized what they had feared. Humans did not need to fight to win. They could dominate without violence, and when they chose to act, the consequences were total, immediate, and unavoidable. Outside, the disabled alien fleet drifted silently, a monument to restraint, and power, and control. The Titan-class battleship slowly turned, returning to its border, its presence still enormous, its power undeniable. And the Council understood the truth. Humans had earned respect not by conquering, not by threatening, but by showing the galaxy what they were capable of, and then choosing not to use it. The room was silent, fear, awe, and understanding mixing in equal measure. The galaxy had never seen anything like this, and the aliens knew, deep down, that humans were a force they could not ignore. The day humans earned the GalaxyGirlsHFY, the council chamber was quiet. The fear that had filled the room slowly turned into respect. The Titan-class battleship remained at the edge of human space, silent, massive, and calm, its presence a constant reminder of human power. The alien fleets that had tested the humans were still immobilized, drifting harmlessly through space, their systems slowly coming back online. But the lesson had been learned. The humans did not fight recklessly, they fought only when necessary, and they always won. The council elders gathered, debating what to do next. Humans were clearly superior, yet they offered no hostility, only communication. The choice was clear. They could either submit or accept a new order in the galaxy. Finally, a voice spoke, calm and clear. We must meet them. The council agreed. Messages were sent, diplomatic channels opened, and the first interstellar peace treaty in decades began. Humans arrived at the council chamber, not with fleets, not with weapons, but with ambassadors, their presence confident, their demeanor calm, and their words carefully measured. Peace, they said simply. Our goal is to protect life, not to conquer. The council listened, and slowly, hesitantly, they began to trust. For the first time, the galaxy understood that humans were different. The Titan-class battleship slowly departed, returning to human territory, its sensors scanning the galaxy, its engines quiet, its mission complete. The aliens watched in awe, knowing that humans had not even revealed their full power, and yet, they had earned the galaxy's respect. Alien fleets began to return to their stations. Borders were redrawn not by force, but by understanding, by recognition of human superiority tempered with restraint. The elder of the council whispered, "They do not need to rule the galaxy. They have already earned it." And across the stars, humans continued their work, exploring, learning, protecting. Their Titan-class battleship, a silent guardian. The galaxy safe not because it feared humans, but because humans chose to protect it. The council understood at last. The humans were not reckless, not cruel, not conquerors. They were deliberate, disciplined, and wise. And in that choice lay their true strength. The stars shone brighter, not from fear, but from the knowledge that one species had changed the balance of power forever. Humans had arrived, not as rulers, but as guardians.